one of the most popular statements I've probably heard in the 25 years of dealing with, the mind and the body, but particularly within my personal training business. I've heard people to make statements to me like, I've seen you get great results, and I know that, that I'll be successful with you. Just let me get my mind right. And, this is, so if, most of you out there probably made this statement because most of you know that there are things that you should be doing to optimize and take care of yourself, but you're not doing it, but you don't necessarily know why it's not happening. Or some of you start out, actually, I've had people who've actually joined programs and have made great results and made strides to improve themselves, only to get to a day to where all of a sudden they just kind of throw it out the window and just can't go on. See, a person can try to change their mind physically, but the one thing that controls the mind is your nervous system. This is why so many of you are struggling right now with things that you know that you should be doing. I should be trying to work on this business. I should be doing something to definitely take care of my health, because most of you out there on medications right now that you shouldn't be on, simply because you're not doing certain things every day to take care of yourselves and actually love on yourself to actually improve your health. But you would say your mind hasn't gotten right. Well, let's think about it this way. Your mind knows what it should be doing, but is it happening? You cannot think a nervous system problem is what I'm trying to say, because that's where the problem lies. The command center of your body. It commands everything. The thing is that most people have no idea about their nervous system. And since it's the command center of the body with no actual pilot at the helm, so to speak, no one actually controlling their own nervous system, so it's totally out of control, and most of you are calling it mental health issues and things of that nature. But on the we can kind of look at it that they're not taking care of themselves, knowing that they're destroying their health. Wouldn't you consider that to be a mental health situation? Because you basically, a person is destroying themselves in spite of knowing something that they should be doing something different. But the thing is, it's not your fault, because as I pose this question over and over again, how many of you actually know about your nervous system? Then you would conclude that it's been kind of purposely left out of something that you would know, because if you did, then pretty much nothing could be, you couldn't manipulate the masses, because what happens is within this state is you're constantly looking for relief because you're in a state of survival. And survival just looks for instant relief. It doesn't look to optimize itself and improve on itself, to actually grow. See, growth doesn't happen in the sympathetic nervous system, but you don't know that. So most of you are trying to outthink an irregulated nervous system that's in survival, in fight, flight, or freeze. None of those states allow you to actually get off work or whatever you've been doing that day and decide that your nervous system doesn't tell you to go home and or stop at a drive-through or something and get something just to make you feel better, because your nervous system is shifted in survival and is not looking to actually optimize you. So the point I'm making is through no fault of your own, these things are happening. But now that you have the information that I'm providing to you, that now you can actually take control of your nervous system, because this is the command center of your body, as I keep repeating. So this is where we start. This is where we begin to train the nervous system as you look to train the body. See, this is what I was overlooking for many years, because you were basically getting educated by systems that were meaning to leave out things that wouldn't actually totally help people, because we need to omit some things, because we need to keep people in need. See, because remember, the command center of your body, once you take over that, then you take command of your inner and outer world. Let that sink in for a minute, because most of you right now are seeking to control things, but you feel out of control, because you are. The state of your internal being is being determined by things that you can't actually regulate or have no knowledge of, because again, how many of you know about your nervous system? Do you know how to bring yourself from a state of panic when your neuroception system begins to internalize things that perhaps aren't even there because of past traumas. How do you let your body know it's safe so that it actually can begin to actually optimize you and begin to move forward and do things to improve you for growth? See, this is again why, starting these exercise programs and starting anything to actually improve you has been such a struggle, because for years you thought it was the mind, but the mind is controlled by the nervous system. It has been conditioned in this fashion and now must be reconditioned. But it may be reconditioned for you to take control. Think of it as someone has been driving your car and you was in the back seat for however long you've been alive, and now you finally learn how to drive your own vehicle, which is you. Because at this point, if you're really taking an assessment of things, though you're just suffering high blood pressure, that is survival. That's clearly chronic. It means it's been going on for a long time, so that means you're not being in control. Because I don't think any of you are actually volunteering for these things. It has nothing to do with the things that your doctor is telling you when you go in too. It has nothing to do with your family history. The nervous system that you inhabit from your family, the fears, the things that came along with that is more or less what's within your body that can be retrained. It's not something that you have to be stuck with. But the commitment starts when you begin to take little steps, and I promise you, little things to begin to grow, almost, like a seed that grows within yourself and begins to produce the fruit that you want in your life, instead of it bearing things that outside things are planted within you because you have no idea about your nervous system or how to regulate it and control yourself. So for those of you that actually really want to begin to grow, today, because tomorrow just becomes another day of your nervous system being in control of you. And then it goes into another day. And then it goes into another day. And that's that cycle that you stay in. And you're calling it life when it's actually just a loop that you're stuck in from past traumas and projections that your nervous system has been conditioned to accept before you ever actually consciously aware of. So do know that this is a choice that you can actually make, and I'm here for that. Not only am I educating people, I'm willing to go speak to people, because the more we keep talking about these things, people become aware. Because I keep asking you guys, it's not, are you guys asking your doctors out there about your nervous system? Are you asking the people that are supposed to be handing you these medications and these things that are actually supposed to be helping you when clearly it's not, because you have to go get it refilled? But are they talking to you about these things, or are they telling you that you need to fill your prescription and talk to you about the symptoms or problems that they know that they figure you never get to because you don't know what the actual underlying issue is? So the question is right now, will you begin to get your nervous system right, to get your mind right, to begin to get yourself right? I'm here for you guys, and I love you all.